Hello everybody, a little video here on the twin flames, the continue of the journey. It's gonna be pretty interesting to kind of like close the loop at the end. Um, a lot of the people gonna face this sooner or later. It doesn't matter if you're in the union, not in the union. If you finish your cycle of spiritual evolution, if you've been into if you've been to a 5D, then from 5D went to a 4D, and now you're coming down to the 3D, you're going to do one very strange process of the actions of change. Um, as throughout the journey as a twin flame, you begin to go up from the 3D. You walk up in the 3D, you realize something is not right. Something is not quite the way you kind of like inside of you know it should be. You begin to look at it for different things. You begin to see different things. You begin to have a strange dreams, or you begin to somehow read a book that you talk to a guy, he's like, here's the book, this book is great, and you're like, no. You go out a little bit on and you go and meet somebody else at the cafe, and another guy tells you this book is great. Then you begin to asking yourself the question, and at the third time is like when you go and just walk by the road and you see somebody carrying that book, then you say it's like, you know what, I had enough. I gotta get the book and I gotta read it. I gotta find out what's going on. It's the same process when it goes on inside of you. You have to find somehow, some way, what's going on inside of you. When you begin to kind of like read stuff, you begin to search for information. All of a sudden, you get into a place where you figure it out. Why was this all about? What does this book brings you? Somehow, this book woke you up. For some, that could be a book. For some, that could be a person. For some, like the twin flames, that could be a spark in the soul that comes in and really shot you to the roof, and it's like put you in the top of the universe and you're flying with it. You can like find your positions endless. What is this video though about it? It's you to look at it through this journey of your awakening it up, of you following the videos that we did, especially within the beginning into the 5D explanations into the 5D, and now when you come down, what's going on, you will understand this video. If you haven't watched these videos, basically I will go pretty quick overview of what's going on, and you can realize the things that the processes that goes on now. Right now, the moment, it's about actions. Actions that you can perform to actually do the change. You really this time have to do the change. But what change? The changes that you already made into a 5D. The changes that you went up there. You get into inside of your inner world, inside of your soul. That's what that is, your inner world. You took off your face mask, you went out and you did certain things. Now though, you're going to come down from the 5D, go down to the 4D, to the duality, and you're going to go back into the 3D. Facing the 3D though is going to give you one last and a big challenge. Facing yourself in the mirror. But what self? Your old self. You're going to be facing your old self. The way you were before this awakening process. So to begin with, We talk about the dimensions. This is dimension 1, dimension 3, dimension 4, dimension 5. You come down here. So, as your evolution begins up here, and you move out in this direction, you begin to see what's going on up here. Your idea is to come up here. Now, you have to do this on your own. A lot of the people waiting on someone to help them, someone to hold their hands. A lot of the people stay into the 4D and they're going into meditation for the manifestation, readings, trying to fool what they need to do so they can control this part. You can't control this part. This part is controlled by the soul and the destiny. So over the time though, you're gonna learn about this. So you surpass this point of a 4D, you crossed over and you begin to go up there into the 5D. For some of the people, staying here in the 5D for a long time can't sustain. Why? Because the human body, it's not capable of handling 5D 24/7 for a very long period of time. We're not used to these vibrations. We are not ready for those vibrations. And sooner or later, this 5D comes down. You come down here again to the 4D. And here it's coming the moment that I want to talk to you about is coming down here at this point at 3D. So when you come to the 3D, you got here from a 3D. Why would you from the 5D come down to the 3D? Why you gotta be here? Why? Would have been nice to you to stay here and heavenly peace, right? Heavenly love and everything else. Why did you have to come here? In order to understand the spiritual journey is the mirror. You mirroring yourself in the middle. That is the mirror right here. Now you will face your old self. This is your old self, where you were used to be. Now you win. You gain all the knowledge and understanding of how really the things should be. You understand anymore not to have the face mask, not to lie, not to hide, not to do everything here. You begin to understand this inner peace and soul. You are starving for this inner peace and soul, but you are right here. So everything that you learn on this side of the pyramid or a triangle, however you see it, you right now have to perform the actions. You really have to do it. But facing your own self, what bad did you do on your own self? Did you act here right now, are you acting the same like you acting as your old self? Are you have a repeating situations that remind you about the old self? Are you question yourself about, do you really have to change? Is really the world that bad here in the 3D? Do you really have to do the change? And those are the questions that it comes in right now here. Why did you learn all this? Would you face your destiny? So here is the thing that spoke with few people, and also through a personal experience, facing your old self, it's probably going to be your hardest battle you ever have, even as a spiritual person, or even as a twin flame or soulmate, however you want to be, describe it to it. That portion of facing of your old self, you will begin to be disgust of the thing that you do, and you're going to create the actions from your new self. These actions from the new self, they're going to be pretty much breaking the old rules, breaking the old stuff, breaking the old values that you have, breaking the old understanding that you have. But this time it's going to be a little bit more harder on you, because now you have to face not only a three-dimensional understanding of here, now you have to face all this world with your 5D understanding. During this period, when you're here, you will feel one thing. Empty. Why? You throw away all that garbage from the old self. You left that out. Now you see the old self and you're like, this doesn't resonate with me, that doesn't resonate with me, I don't feel this anymore, I don't feel 4D anymore, I don't feel the 5D anymore. Yes, you're in the real reality. And if you feel empty, congratulations. You came to the point where you removed the garbage that was programmed inside of you. You removed everything as far as old habits, religions, programming from the society, parents, relative, friends. That stays here. You are empty now. The reason you are empty, you are right now fulfilling that 5D right here into the 3D. And this is how the age of Aquarius is going to begin to act. People won't recognize you anymore. People will not understand you anymore. You can't socialize with others because none of this apply to you. What it's applied to you is that 5D that you learn to create it into the 3D. Basically, this is the road of bringing heaven and earth. And this is why you're empty. You don't have to carry anything with you. The only thing you have to carry inside of you is that understanding of how to be love. Actions. The actions that you're going to do inside of the 3D, those are going to be actions of creating a better world. You can create an actions of go ahead and help people. You can go ahead and create actions of talking to people. Somehow, some way, you're going to meet someone or someone's going to need you just so you can explain it to them because you walk the road. They want to know the road from here to here and now what's going on with you. For those who are stuck somewhere in the plate, take a look at it and learn the dimensions. I made a video about the dimensions. Please just go to my channel, go into the search, type the word dimension or type like 3D, 4D or 5D, and you will see those videos. They're there for you. But you, if you feel empty right now, the reason you feel empty is because you're creating something new. And that's why the Age of Aquarius brings that new part. Over the next 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you will hear it. You will hear it that a lot of people is going to begin to talk about the Age of Aquarius. You will begin to see similar colors like this, or mostly maybe similar colors like this. This is what it's going to be the Age of Aquarius. Those aquamarine colors, they will begin to kind of like bring you peace when you see it. That will be your guidance about the new. Pay attention to these colors. Somehow they're gonna come in and pops up everywhere around you. Few things about it. When you're facing your old self here, be careful how you act and react. Your old self will try to trigger you and trick you. You need to understand this. You had a life with someone else. Here you may have a life with someone else. This and this, they are similar, but guess what? They're not the same. When you look at this, there's going to be this part of the 4D also, the duality. Is that person is going to do the same thing, what happens before? Is that situation is going to repeat in my life? Is I am going to do the same thing, what happened with me and my old self? So, if you know your actions of what you did in the past, it doesn't matter what that is, you learn from this. You have that experience. That's the reason why you're having this experience. Now, you have a similar experience again. But you know what did you did wrong here. You knew what was wrong here. You change and totally opposite of 180 degrees of what you did here. Your inner fight is going to be this image right in here. The image of your old self and the new self together inside of your mind, creating this duality. And all it does is, how big is your power into the 5D? How big is your learning? How strong you are as a soul? Did you really change? Did you really go up the hill and came down the hill? Did you went up the ladder to the heavens and came down from the heavens into the earth? As you know in the Bible, the Jacob ladder, that's what this is. But kind of like through a real life process, how much is your love here? Do you love just yourself? Do you love other people? Are you living for yourself, like your old self? Or are you living for the others? Are you a public servant, or are you serving on your own self? And here is the thing, that through the next 2 or 3 months, this area here is going to be increased so much. And focus on you of understanding the mistakes and what you need to change. And when you make the changes, this will be healed and you will have a better life here in the 3D with 5D understanding. So guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope this helped you out somehow in some way. I'm looking forward for your comments, and we'll try to make some more videos as it comes. So thank you so much guys, and you know it. Be love.